Piss off.
Do we have to do this today?
Yeah,
Do
we
we have
fucking
to?
do because they were shit. You have to
We
do
tried
this
our
today,
best to
innit? What,
cancel.
when you gonna else are you gonna do it? Fucking 3 days time.
Honestly, I don't need to laugh or cry. I was on the way. You know what it gives me? Those Newcastle vibes. Jake, you were over in on the clouds that night, and I was just wanted to celebrate Mohamed Salah. And I know it wasn't just about him. Liverpool didn't probably deserve a win, but Mohamed Salah is carrying us to the league title. Was carrying us tonight. He wasn't great, but he pops up when it matters. And I thought this is going to be a celebration of Mohamed Salah, and then we get the sucker punch. But how are you, man? I can't stop. I can't talk tonight. I'm absolutely gutted. We'll talk about the ref. We'll talk about our players as well because there's a lot on that pitch that weren't simply good enough. But I felt like it wasn't even a football match at times. Most of the time, we have to give credit to Everton that they wanted to make it into a rugby game, and it was a rugby game, and some of our lads didn't turn up.
As in, just on the game, it's become a bit of a trait. Yeah, under Klopp we saw it a lot where when we go to these midweek games, especially derbies, it can be very ugly. We played to their hands in the first half, especially. I know we get the equalizer. Second half is more of the same. They're creating, and I know they've got the new manager bounce, but it's fucking Everton. They've been dog shite for the last 2 3 years, but last season and yet again this season they've managed to scrape a fucking result. When last season we didn't deserve to win at all. Great teams get away with the results. So if it was 2-1 today, we won at our best, nowhere near. But signs of champions are when you're winning ugly or you're winning when you're not playing well. Today was going to be one of those games. It should have been one of those games. As much as Genius is frustrated with the players, and yeah, of course we'll get into the players, but that's the best referee in the Premier League, by the way, Asim. One of the most respected referees.
I want to see. I
in
want to. Who's
in
the
English.
worst? He's the
Let me
best.
finish. Let me finish. In
No,
English football,
you tell me who's the worst if he's the best.
it baffles me how the two Everton players that collided with each other, they collided with one another. It wasn't head injuries, so you get them off the pitch and you restart play straight away. Salah's not free on goal, but he's just had to get past Branthwaite. He gets tripped over. Salah does not kick up a fuss if he's not been legitimately fouled. He didn't give that. And then after that, he's played 5 extra minutes. It was supposed to finish at 95th minute. We played it up until the 98th is when Tarkowski scores, and that's it. But all in all, I'm going to be a little bit diplomatic here. Um, it was their last game. It was their last derby at Goodison Park. They were always going to push, 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 push. They were always going to use aggression. They were always going to keep us on our toes. And they got what they wanted. They're celebrating as if they've won the league. They'll never win it in my lifetime. And I'm living till about 80, 90. I'm telling you now. Those fucking blue noses bastards. Yeah, that's it. It's a down day, but listen, we're winning this league. Whether people like it or not, we're winning the title. It's just today would have been a nice 9 point cushion. Still a 3 to 4 game swing. I'll take that as of now.
Jake, Avi goes, we're winning the league, but it certainly doesn't feel like that tonight. I can tell you that.
I don't know if it doesn't feel like we're winning the league or not, but it's a big swing in the wrong direction. You get 3 points here. We all know how important these 5 games are from starting from tonight and finishing with Newcastle. It's a big swing between getting 3 points tonight and getting a draw. Everything Avi said is correct, but at the end of the day, the team honestly didn't deserve 3 points. They didn't show up tonight. You can count on two hands, two full hands almost, how many players turned up. Excuse me, how many players didn't turn up. You can count on maybe one or two fingers how many players did turn up. But like Avi said, I mean, sometimes you win ugly, and that's what we were in line to do. But you know, you gotta finish the match off, and we didn't do that. And credit to Everton, they played the match that they wanted to play for 100 minutes. I mean, that match from start to end was the game that they wanted to play. So you got to give them credit for that. Um, but it's a tough pill to swallow. It's very, very reminiscent of Newcastle away. I was there, Newcastle away. Mohamed Salah carried us that night. He carried us tonight. Um, and the most unfortunate thing is he's not going to get the praise that he deserves for for the performance tonight or for the performance he put in at Newcastle.
Gene, your face tells a million. What's the phrase? I can't even speak. What's the phrase, Jake? His face tells a million stories. That's the one.
That was 1,000 stories, idiot.
Yeah, talk to me, man.
Look, Asim, here, first and foremost, we all know Oliver was a fucking disgrace. He was a disgrace on that pitch today. But we're going to go on Oliver. Oliver, you can say what you want. But first and foremost, we have to talk about this team's performance. That was a diabolical performance, Asim. Our centre-backs were bullied by fucking Beto. Beto bullied Kanate and bullied Van Dijk all game. Our midfield, we lost practically. It felt as though we lost every single duel in that midfield. Dominic Soboslai on the ball, diabolical. Gravenberch didn't even get a touch of the ball, was not good enough. Maka had a half decent game. In the attack, Salah was non-existent until maybe he got the goal and assist. Gakpo and Diaz did fuck all. So basically, the whole team played absolute shite. That's the simple truth. We can sugarcoat it as much as we want. We did not deserve to win that game. We didn't deserve to win that game. We got what we deserved. Yes, the referee was a disgrace. Yes, Everton got lucky. They had the decisions went their way. But if you want to go and win a title, you can't turn up to Everton and play the way we played. We played in Everton's hands. Our game management from Slot was fucking didn't make sense to me at times, Asim. We only started that first half before we scored that second goal. We were honestly, I have not seen us play that bad. We lost it more every duel. Kanate and Van Dijk non-existent. I thought Bradley did okay until he got substitution because he got his he was close to getting another yellow card. We played the occasion again. We've done it a few times now, but when it matters, there's a team that we have to go and put up a performance like a United, like an Everton, where it's going to be an emotional tie. We get sucked into basketball, football, where we're the better side. We couldn't. Yes, I mentioned on our group, Van Dijk and Kanate. Fair play to Everton. They cut off the passing lanes to Gravenberch. Gravenberch couldn't get into the game, but we have to find a way to play. But we didn't today. We did it. Diaz was dropping deep. Even when you were dropping deep, Everton were pushing high. I got to give Everton credit, Asim. I'm going to be honest with you. They did a fucking job on us. They did a proper job on us tonight. And I'm fuming. Look, referee, you can fume at. He was fucking shit. But we have to fume at these players today because they were fucking diabolical, man. I'm pissed off with, honestly, at least 9 of our players. Because they didn't turn up. No, they did not even turn up. And you're going to Everton. What are you expecting?
Form goes out the window as well, Gene, in these games. Gene, we saw the United game at home. Form goes out the window, unfortunately, in these games like this. It does seem a problem, though, Asim, that, look, these boys have had a rest. Gravenberch, Gakpo, Salah, Van Dijk, Konate. They were all rested. Trent's had a rest. I know he's been injured. Alisson was rested on the weekend. There was nothing there the first half. There was no cohesion in our play. We weren't out slick football. Sometimes I think, did we maybe just drop too many against Plymouth? Maybe we should have had a bit of first teamers there. McAllister, I think McAllister can hold his head high. He thought he was okay. He was battling. Szoboszlai was short today. The subs didn't really work out. Curtis Jones, he'll be more sort of praised for what he did at full time rather than his overall contribution. But I thought he was fine. Jota, Diaz was poor until he went on the left. It's one of those that we need to get over very, very quickly because...
I'll be on Diaz, and I'm sorry I have to interject, and I know you're being very disrespectful for once. It's not because of the 2-2 result, it's just because you're at work. Diaz, surely this experiment, we've all liked it, we've all praised it when it's worked here and there, but Gene's right, we have to have more, we have to get more. If you're playing into the false line, it's up to you to find the pockets. And I understand Everton did the job. Gene's right. They blocked those passing lanes into Gravenberch, and Gravenberch a lot of the games, part of the extended game was non-existent, and he just couldn't find the ball into him. And we kept going long from Van Dijk. In the first half, I think Van Dijk went to Salah about 5-6 times. That was our source of attack. And I know the Van Dijk ping to Salah is a good source of attack because it's probably the best pass in the world. But it became too predictable. Everton knew exactly what we were doing, and the Mikalenko was getting touch tight, but we weren't really creating. I think Everton had 10 shots to 8 shots. But going back to Diaz, when the ball's not coming, if you have to go deep and just to make sure you make play, get a feel on the ball, you have to do that. But I wasn't seeing him. Maybe he's just not him. Maybe he hasn't had time in the role enough, and we were just getting excited on 1 or 2 big performances against Leverkusen. But with 57 goals, I think our top 3 have scored, Avi. But Diaz, for me, he's not giving enough in that role.
He's not. And look, when you're coming up against Tawoski and Brantford, I thought he would have a good game today. I actually tweeted it as well. Said, look, he really needs to deliver tonight. He didn't anything, but when he went on the left, yeah, he showed a bit and obviously contributed part of the second goal for Salah's. Should have been a winner, but Salah's second, Liverpool's second goal. But yeah, look, we can't expect him to be perfect at it straight away. It does take time. Whether Slot trusts him fully going into next season, I'm not too sure. But there's question marks over Nunes, there's question marks over Diaz, there's question marks over Jota for me as well, Asim. It's a big summer ahead, but away from that, today, it was inexcusable. Salah was mainly on the peripheral until he lights up like he does with the assist, which was a peach of a cross yet again. And he's provided should have been the winner. I keep saying winner now. He scores the second. That was his job done. He can stay on the peripheral as long as he contributes, as long as he's getting a goal or assist. But the other two today, Gakpo and Diaz, they were very poor. And if that carries on, then yeah, look, City away. We've got City away. We've got Aston Villa away. 2-3. We've still got 2-3 tough games. And you need your front three on song. I thought Gravenberch gets a pass from me today because he has played a lot of football. It has been relentless on him. That role that he's been playing, he's been covering a lot of yards. So I expected one little bad performance. That's fine. Dust those cobwebs off and come back on Sunday against Wolves. But Szoboszlai,
Are you concerned though about Gravenberch, Avi?
no,
Newcastle away was
Newcastle-
one game when he got really physical and he couldn't get into the game.
Today,
Everton,
Decore,
arguably
yeah.
two of the most physical sides in the league, and Gravenberch hasn't had his 2 best games.
Yeah, but he wasn't helped. Coincidence, but he wasn't helped either. As the ones around him, Szoboszlai was giving us the running, the huffing and puffing, but no real quality. Mac, he gets stuck in. We've seen that with Mac. He's got a bit of fight in him, but we just looked out of sorts. We didn't get the
Why,
rhythm,
Avi?
Asim.
We had the rest at the weekend. Everton played the cup. They played their best team.
Look, you can call it, you can say why it's new manager bounce, them having a little bit more fight, which is a sad thing to see. But we've seen it the last 2 times at Goodison Park. They've had a bit more about them. They've had a bit more fight. Listen, we're talking about this Liverpool team under Slot, which has been highly impressive. That should have lost to Man United at home. We should have lost to Man United at home because Man United on that given night, on that Sunday, they wanted it a little bit more. So there are still imperfections in this team. There's still a couple of flaws that we need to iron out. I mean, he's Federico Chiesa. Where was Chiesa today, for fuck's sake? He wasn't even in the squad.
Yeah, but he
So
just
Slot,
can't get into the squad.
Slot has not been able to put any blueprint on this team. He's had to work with what he's got, which is a fantastic squad. Yeah. And yes, we can go back to the owners and stuff, but he's not been able to put his own blueprint on this team, not properly anyway, with the players that he wants to sign. Like Chiesa was not here today. Like Nunes, this experiment, Nunes, bring him on after 65. I get Gene's frustration. Diaz was nowhere to be seen in that line, giving the ball away, trying to hold it up, and he was getting out-muscled. It was frustrating to see, but I'm allowing this game to be one of those results which you get 4 or 5 of these. If you really go for the title, you'll get 4 or 5 games a season where you've just got to brush this under the carpet and go again. And luckily, we got a quick turnaround on Sunday.
Jake, big up to
Asim, I want to address this because few people have said that I'm overreacting. Yeah, I'm not overreacting, boys. Listen, for me, I felt as though if we won this game, this was practically, we were really, really close to a title. Honestly, this game for me today, if we were 9 points clear, I think Arsenal would have bottled it. Today's performance was diabolical. People can say, yes, it's Everton and it's always going to be huff and puff. But when you perform like that, when at least 8-9 of your players don't turn up to a derby, right? And then you're 2-1 up with a couple of minutes to go and you still concede. Guys, come on, man. That's not an overreaction. I'm pissed off. I expect everybody to be fucking pissed off because this was a huge game. We were minutes away from winning it, a game that we didn't even deserve. So I'm not overreacting. Yes, it was always going to be difficult, but we played shit. We were 2-1 up with a minute to go, and we bottled it. With the first goal that we conceded, Asim, was a bottle job of a goal because Kanate, I don't know what he's doing. The second goal that we conceded, I don't know what that was. People can come to me and say that was a foul. If anybody said that's a foul, that is one of the most softest fouls that a referee can call. That was not really a foul. I'll be honest with you.
If you're giving
That
that
was
one,
not
you're
really
you're giving 10, 15 a game. If you're giving those ones, Kanate was
exactly.
Look,
That's ridiculous. So you can't pick and choose and say, oh, you know what, that should have been a foul. Referee was shit, but that was a fucking shocking display defensively today. They've got to man up for the next game and get going because that performance, Avi, I can understand it's one game, and I know the Van Dijk and Kanate have been instrumental and been a colossal all season. But we have to call a spade a spade. You play like that against Beto. Beto, Asim, man. I never even heard of this guy. He looked like flipping prime Ronaldo today, man. The way he won the ball against both of them, not just Kanate. Van Dijk's performance today, Asim, I'll be honest with you, I thought he was lackadaisical at times. He was so naive and lackluster at times. The times we lost the ball. Honestly, man, I'm fuming about the result. Yes, I'm really pissed off with the referee, and we're gonna probably talk about him. But you can't move away from this performance. This performance was, I don't know, man.
Jake
just
okay.
just want to comment on this. Van Dijk was carrying a little bit of an injury coming into this game today. I didn't say it yesterday on the show. I didn't want to say it yesterday on the show. He has been feeling his cough in recent weeks. Nothing too serious, but that could have been one of the reasons. But Gene's right. Beto bullied Van Dijk and Konate. Konate for the first goal just need to be
I think
your man around you.
I think you have to include Decore as well. I think it was just Beto, and you
Decore
have to give credit to Everton. You have to credit because if it's just Beto, it would be all right.
Decore has been bullying us when he was at Watford. He's been bullying us since then, and he's a very good midfielder. That's why today Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. It happens, guys. Look, it happens. They were bullied today, and it's not often that we will say this. Very rarely will we say this. But Van Dijk, Konate as a duo today were nothing of the previous games that we've seen, the previous 18, 19 games that they've played together. Sorry, Jake.
Jake, is Gene overreacting? Do we have to provide a bit of perspective, though, that with 13, 14 games to go, if someone this is the mindset that we have to have, although we're all heartbroken and absolutely gutted after the disaster at the end, we have to remain positive that we're still 7 points ahead in this league.
I mean, it's hard to suggest that he's overreacting when everything that he's saying is true. So, I don't think it's an overreaction by any means. I feel the exact same way that he feels. I'm just conveying how I feel a little bit differently than he is. At the end of the day, I agree with what he's saying. I mean, it's a big difference in swing whether we're 9 points clear at this point versus 7 points clear. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to bottle it from this point forward, but having that extra cushion and that little bit of momentum on our side, in addition to putting Arsenal a little bit in a more of a depressed mental state, for lack of a better term, especially with all the injuries that they have, there's a swing there for sure. We have difficult fixtures coming up. I mean, Villa away, City away.
Can you address that? Can you address that comment? Because you're saying we've got difficult games coming up. Mr. Battered thought that this was the trickiest tie. Everton away. You agree?
Go on, Jake. Sorry.
No, I don't.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
It's not the trickiest one, but it's tricky. But listen,
it was definitely the most ugly. It was definitely always going to be the ugliest one for sure.
None of the next four, other than maybe the one coming up this weekend, are going to be easy. They're all going to be tricky. So when you're talking about Villa away, City away, even Newcastle at home, I don't think any of those are going to be easy matches. So that's the difference in getting 3 points today versus getting one. If you get 3 today, it gives you an opportunity to slip up in one of these other matches that are going to be difficult. Now you're going to have to win one of these other matches where you could have slipped up. So yeah, Arsenal have a massive injury crisis. They're going to most likely drop some points also, but you don't want to really give them an opportunity at all. You want to just shut the door on any chance that they have moving forward. But we didn't do that tonight. But to answer your original question, I don't think Sheen's overreacting at all. It's a massive letdown in performance. It's a massive letdown in the result. It's a massive letdown in the grand scheme of things as far as the title race. I know it's only 2 points and we're still 7 clear, but there's a difference there between 7 and 9 for sure.
Guys, I think I'm the only one who's a little bit positive today. There's 3,200 of you guys in the chat via X or YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Your support means everything to us. And look, it's just an emotional one tonight. I'm a little bit positive because I know we'll win the league. We'll get it over the line. I understand totally where Gino's coming from and his frustrations, because it is sometimes a regular occurrence in these big derby games that we just fall short or we get bullied. But 3,200 of you lot, 3,200 as American, 3,200 of you lot in here. So please go and like and subscribe, guys. Crossover from X to YouTube, and it's the simple click button of subscribe. Thank you so much. Sorry, Asim.
I'll stick with you, Avi. We're talking through a few individual performances. He wasn't the only one, but I thought Cody Gakpo was really quiet tonight. Really quiet.
He was quiet. Asim, look, he's been in phenomenal form again. We can give him a bit of a pass as well. But look, I want to come back to Diaz. He needs to show he's been fighting for this new contract. And look, you guys know what I think of him. He's been one of my favorite players. Since he's been at Porto, he should have shown a lot more today, a lot more fight. He had a stunning start to the season. Since the turn of the year, hardly registered an assist or a goal. Today he has a hand in the second goal, but it's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. You want 150,000, you want 200,000. You want to be spoken of in the same ilk as a Salah or a Van Dijk or a Trent potentially, and you want big money. Stop playing as if you want big money, because you've been brilliant. You've been absolutely shy. And like I said, Asim, everyone's got a price this summer, 50, 60 million. If that's what's going to prize him away, and Saudi money comes in, then I would sell him. Cody Gakpo, again, I will give him that pass today, Asim, because he's been absolutely brilliant.
The concerning thing for me is no matter who you put in that 9 position for the vast majority of the season, they're not involved. And that's a problem. Whether it's been Nunez, whether it's been Diaz for the last however long it's
even
been.
Jota plays in the peripheral, but he gets goals.
No one that's been put in that position other than a very small purple patch for Diaz has really turned up in that role. And when I'm talking about turn up, I'm just talking about even being involved, creating chances, being involved in play, assists, goals, anything. We're not seeing any kind of involvement from that 9 position, and you have to question the actual style of play. You can't just suggest every single player we put in that position can't perform.
Asim, a question to you: is it a question of now this summer just? I don't think we'll cut our losses on any of the 3. Is it this summer that we just get someone in that slot once, that we will have to get a 9 no matter what? Let's not forget get a left winger anymore or a right winger. Forget the Opendas, Nico Williams, the Boemos or the Semenyos. Let's get a 9 that's going to score goals. We tried it with Nunes, experiment failed.
But this is my point.
Avi, I think Jake is right.
If you had a guy that could score goals, you can't score if you're not involved. These guys are not even involved. And the point that I'm trying to make is maybe it's not
they haven't got the
player
instincts,
issue,
Jake.
because it's been every single person you've put in there.
A 9 needs to be involved, Jake. He needs instincts. Nunes' instincts aren't great as a 9.
But Jota, with the respect to that, Jota with respect, Jota at the start of the season, I think he played 4 or 5 games and scored 1 goal. So that's an issue. And that's an issue, because if it's happening to all the number 9s, then there is an issue there, especially if Jota's the one that
Nunez used to
always scores goals and he's stopped scoring.
Magnet.
Maybe we're not creating enough then for the 9.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
We know Nunes was very heavy on Rafa Silva at Benfica, providing him with crosses. I know they played with another winger as well. I won't get the name of it now. And he scored that 34-goal season that he had. We haven't given him that service in the last 3 years, but that's no excuse. He should be able to adapt this.
Nunez was getting loads of chances falling to his feet. Loads of them. He's not getting any chances anymore. Now, granted, he's not playing as many minutes, but nobody's getting chances in that position, which is the point that I'm making.
You're right, Jake. And I think Arnie Slot has nullified the number 9. He wants him to become a more facilitator, because he wants Liverpool's attack to end with the Cody Gakpos and the Mohamed Salahs, and especially with Mohamed Salahs. And there was a report today that there's no lack of confidence, or no one's written off Darwin Núñez at Liverpool internally. Even there's been a lot of external noise. I don't particularly believe that. I think Núñez will still leave in the summer. But what it was reported today, that Arnie Slot is spending a lot of time with Darwin Núñez and his other number 9s to get them more involved. But you saw Darwin Núñez, and we saw a basketball game today, and we saw Jurgen Klopp style of football. How many times did Trent hit that ball down the channel, and whether it's left channel across the pitch or down the line for Darwin Núñez, he ran the channels. Darwin Núñez doesn't run the channel anymore because he's expected to come into the pockets on the halfway line to connect play. And although he's slightly improved by 10-15%, that's not his game. He needs to be on the shoulder of and stress the opposition. Our attack, and then if he's got a half decent shot, Darwin Núñez, you talked about, he shoots from every angle. When did you see Darwin Núñez shooting from everywhere? And that's an instruction for the manager, that you can't shoot from these sort of positions, because it's all data driven, and the XG type of driven. And talking about XG tonight, Everton have outnumbered us on the XG tonight, and that shows you how bad Liverpool have played. I think we were
what were the XG stats?
0.6 for Liverpool, 0.98 for Everton. So that tells you how bad we were. So, but you're 100% right. I think we do need to get a player, but I think maybe Arnie Slot needs to compromise. I don't think there is a big problem at the moment, as long as Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo still provide the numbers. I don't mind someone playing, the compromise act, or the balancing act. Sorry, in the middle.
If that's the case, then you can't come on here. We can't come on here and slate these 9s if they're not.
No, because I still need Diaz to be connecting play better. What summed his play up today, I think, was in the second half, where he wriggled past 2-3 players. I slightly sort of sympathized with him, because I think he did get a foul, but he played advantage, and then it was too long to bring it back. So he didn't get the foul, but he ended up fouling him, and he just ended up on the floor. So you think he provides, and he's good on the eye, but he just keeps on falling, and there's no output. And we talked about his output earlier in the season, where he's getting assists and goals. But I think maybe he's showing the real level of Luis Diaz at the moment, where he's just not providing enough. Especially for a player who's comfortable. I think he just does too much at times, Jake. When you need to release it, Bobby Firmino was the master of releasing it at the right time. I think Diaz hogs the ball too much, and he just thinks he has to provide and do something extraordinary all the time. Something that you just recycle play, do not lose it.
You can't ask him. Look, he can't do it. It's not Luis Diaz's game to be sat there coming in and making these fancy little touches come inside. The only thing he's slightly good at is he can go out wide and help out. That is what he's good at. If you're expecting him to connect play, he can't do it. He's not good enough to do it. It's not his game. He's a player that likes to play full throttle football, go all guns blazing. He's not going to play off these 1-2 touches, bring the ball the whole day, make a pass like that. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's got it in his locker. So what we're expecting a player like Diaz to do something that he's not good enough to do. Yes, the couple of times that he's played against the better sides, it's worked. But against the sides that sit back and are not that great, he's struggled. So maybe against the better sides, he might do okay. But against the teams that are not so great, he's always struggled. He hasn't. When was the last time he had a good game? When we sat here for the last time, I said, you know what, Luis Diaz, he had a fantastic game. I'm not saying scored a goal. I'm not saying get an assist, but play well. Nobody, you can't even remember the last time he had a good game.
Spurs away.
All right, Spurs. Maybe Spurs. I can't remember.
That was before the new year, man. That was before the.
I'm not.
Well, there you go, then, innit?
I'm answering his question. He's been shit.
That's when he got that goal headed from Spurs. But Spurs are absolute shit. Yeah. So let's get that out there first. But he hasn't done anything.
As him, look, all in all, look, we've opened. It's 7 points now. There's no game in hand. We're 7 points ahead. It still is a 3-game swing. We've still got the better goal difference. Arsenal will drop points. Martinelli's out for them. Saka's out for them. I know, Gene, you're saying it doesn't matter. You wanted us to open up the 9 point. It didn't happen. TK, we need to move on from that. We've got 7 point lead. Weekend, it's a must win against Wolves. Forget what Arsenal do. Just get back on track, and then you've got Villa away, City away. We need 9 points from the next three. Asim, forget about Newcastle for the time being. The next three, it needs to be 9 points because we said ideally we would like to have 12 from the next 15. I think we said that one Friday. Gene, what show was it when we said we'll take 4
I said
wins out of
I'd
If you
five?
take
think you're
12.
getting 9 points from the next three, then tonight's result doesn't matter. I'm not saying that's not going to
Yeah.
happen, but the reason why tonight's result matters is because if you don't get 9 points from the next three, then tonight's result does matter.
And plus, Jake, the thing that gets to me was, in the next 15 games, we haven't got room for error now. Do you understand? This is my issue. We got
Really,
a
Avi,
difficult 5 games.
Gene,
No, in the next 5, in terms of going and meaning in the next
an
5 games, I think it's a
An
tough.
Arsenal fan thinks it's a point gain tonight.
Well,
But you're right. They chat shit, man.
based on last season, yes, it is. Based on last season, yes, it is. And that point might go a long way. Look, 85 wins the league. 82 could even win it at this point, but 85 wins the league. We're on course to do it. For Arsenal to do it, they need to be near perfect. They won't be near perfect.
And if he goes on to say, if Liverpool bottle it, Arsenal won't be the team winning it. He's obviously saying this. I don't think he's saying this because of the 7 points gap. I think he's saying this because of the amount of injuries they're watching.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But
look,
there
they've
is
got a
no
lot
other
of
team
injuries.
that can win
This
the
is
league.
what.
You can forget
Yeah.
about somebody else winning the league. There's only 2 teams that can win this league, and that's it.
Who the two teams?
Yeah, Arsenal's the only other team that can win
Oh,
the league.
okay.
Nobody else has a prayer. You can forget about somebody else winning the league if it's not Liverpool or Arsenal. And Arsenal barely have a chance, but they have a chance.
I think the best thing that we can have now, Gene, is the game on Sundays at Anfield. We just need to get 3 points on the board, a good
Yeah.
performance, and life's gonna be good all again. I think.
I don't care for no. I don't even care for performances now. Last 10, 15 games
Yeah,
of
of
the season,
course, of course.
last 10 is just scraping. Today would have been a nice
I know, but
scrape. Today would have
you
been
don't scrape all 10, do you, Avi? You need some good performances as well.
you do need good performances, but listen, just give me one.
Because
nil,
I think if you can't scrape 10 because this league is too good for that, Avi. If you keep on scraping and just leaving it every game for 10 minutes, this league has got too many good players to do that tonight. Tarkowski did it. I know he's bloody never going to score a goal, but there's a lot of players that can hurt you in this league.
That's a
You
brilliant
don't want to be
finish. So you
scraping
got to put
every
that in
week
there.
with 13 games to go, Avi.
No, I get what you mean, but listen, if it means winning ugly, give it to me every week. Great teams do that. United team of Fergie, Wenger's Arsenal team, they weren't always slick football. They weren't, the Invincibles weren't always like appeasing to the eye. They did win by hook or by crook. Last 10 games, it's pretty much just get it over the line. And look, we will, Asim, there's no doubt about it. Leicester's not going to be easy for Arsenal. That's a 12:30 kickoff. Arsenal's leading line will be Nwaneri, Trossard, and potentially Sterling. And Leicester gave them a game earlier this season as well. They gave them a proper game. I think it was 3-2 at the Emirates. And Leicester are fighting for their lives because they've still got a chance. They've still got a chance of staying up. They've got 19 points. Hopefully Rude can do something. But
Jake,
look,
what was the game today that sometimes we will have to address this issue? Do you think when you watch games like today, you think Liverpool need a different type of profile at times? I'm not saying they need to start ahead of Gravenberg because I won't swap Gravenberg, and you've been saying that for a long time, but a different type of profile can go for the first balls, can go for the goal kicks. How many times did Fabinho win that first ball? If you don't lose the first ball, you don't need to worry about the second ball. And that's what Everton were living off today. And a body, a big frame, a natural physicality where you've got the legs and physicality in different ways with Curtis and Gravenberg and Szoboszlai especially, and McAllister. But sometimes you need a Fabinho type of player, and we don't have that.
Listen, I can't sit here and say no to your question because it's clear that the right answer is yes. But the argument here that I'm going to make is when you have a style of play that we have, which is trying to control the match, play, with composure, calm. You can't play both ways. So when the manager's trying to get you to play one way, you can't play composed, calm, slow football and also come with intensity, physicality, and play the way that Everton is playing. So adding a player to this team that has that style of play is not going to change the way the entire team is playing. So the reason why you saw a little bit more, physicality and a little bit more of that type of play under Slot is because he coached that into the team. That was a big part of our identity for a large part of the time that he was here. That's not our identity now. So it's very difficult to kind of straddle that line between composure, calmness, playing with control in the game, and then at the same time bringing physicality and intensity. It's very difficult. So you've talked about it already.
Jake, look, Jake, I get what you're saying. I get it. But
Well,
listen, there comes a time, Jake, where you have to look at your squad and think, you know what? There is a need of this straight in this team. It's not just Everton. We've been when we struggle against teams that are really, really aggressive. We saw that against Newcastle as well. There is a need for this profile in this team, regardless of how we play. You can bring in the players. The people have mentioned Belabor in the past. He is a good footballer as well. He can play football, but yes, he also possesses the trait of being
You're not
physical.
listening to what I'm saying. Listen, what you're saying is correct. We've struggled in 2 matches where the other side has brought the intensity and the physicality. That is clear. There's no disagreement there. That's an obvious flaw in the side that we have now. But what I'm telling you is just putting one player into the starting 11 that has that type of profile is not going to fix the issue. That's not going to solve this problem. That's the point. So just because you put Baleba into this team doesn't automatically make this team physical and intense. You just talked about 20 minutes ago how 10 players were shit today. You think one guy who's not shit is going to change the performance? It's not.
Okay, but there's 10 players that are shit. I can understand that. But if you're playing in that midfield and you have a player that possesses the physicality to go up against the likes of Everton and Newcastle, who are going to make it a physical game, that's going to give you more of a chance to have at least control of the game, and it might even improve a few of the others. And but look, for me, we have to bring in, Avi, and I think it's Avi mainly. He mentioned that he would want a Zubomendi in this team. We don't need a Zubomendi. We need a Baleba profile in this football club, and we need it ASAP because that's the difference.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm telling you that's fine. But what I'm
Forget
telling
about
you is
Baleba, man.
that's
I mean,
not going to make the
is
difference that
fucking
you
mean
insane.
Baleba? I'm talking about a profile. I'm not talking go.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. Stop saying his name.
It's not about not
Go
going to
and
happen.
go
We're not
and
saying
scout some more
go.
players.
All I'm saying
Scout
is
new
we need a
players.
player of that profile.
And I've been telling you, scout new players. Don't always keep saying Baleba. It's not happening.
Okay, Mr. ITK, you know it all.
Listen to what you guys are saying right now. What you guys are saying right now is you wanted to make this game even more of a basketball game than it already was. That's what you guys are saying right now.
No. What we're saying is, if you win the first ball, you don't need to worry about the second ball.
Yeah, but Asim, we didn't even have possession for a long time. So I don't know why he's saying Zubimendi wouldn't have done anything today. Zubimendi's not the right profile. We didn't even have a grip of the game for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, because you
don't
win your
kill the
duels,
opposition.
We
didn't kill the
you
opposition.
Have to earn the right
No, you have
to play,
control.
Avi. You have to earn the right to fucking play. If you don't win your duels,
we haven't missed a Baleba like this one says.
We haven't
throughout the season.
What I'm saying is sometimes you have to adapt. You were just talking about how we.
I think a lot of it's got to do with. I think a lot of it's got to do with calmness, a bit of composure. And against Newcastle away, against Everton this season, against United, against United at home, Newcastle away, Everton today, we haven't had the composure. We haven't had any.
It's not about composure, Avi.
It's about them. Why haven't we had the composure?
It's not about
why haven't we had the composure?
We haven't had the calmness or the composure.
Why?
Baleba does not bring that.
You're giving me a term.
He brings physicality.
Explain why.
Yes.
You're giving me a term. But explain why haven't we had the composure against the Newcastles, against the Uniteds, against the Everton?
Sometimes the occasion gets to the players, Asim.
And why do the occasion get to the players?
Newcastle,
when tackles flying in,
when
tackles flying in, we can't cope. Why can't we cope? Surely there's a lack of physicality then.
A Baleba does not change that. A Baleba wouldn't have changed the course of the result.
I'm talking about
but a Baleba type profile wouldn't have changed the course of the game today. Some things, look, we can't have a perfect season. It doesn't exist in anyone's world. The great Barcelona team under Guardiola, the great Spanish national team, right, didn't have perfect ready tournaments. Okay, even though they won, they didn't have perfect games every time. You have to, and these where the sense of calmness comes in. 4 or 5 games a season, 6 games a season. If you're going for the league or big competitions, you're going to get shit games like this. You're going to get games like this where the result doesn't go your way.
You guys just don't understand that you can't just expect a team to play with a different identity at the flip of a switch whenever you wanted to. That's not our identity. The way that Everton plays is not our identity. So when a team approaches us the way that Everton did, the way that United did, the way that Newcastle did, that we are going to struggle against because it's not our identity. Period. End of discussion. Unless you change the identity of this team, that's going
It's
to be
not
the
about
case.
identity, Jake.
It
That's what
100%
where
is
you
about
go wrong.
identity.
It's not about. It's about adapting to the situation.
You can't
You don't have
adapt
to
to the
scrap you.
situation because it's not your
Why does
identity.
Ange Postecoglou get so obliterated through the media? Because he's a naive effing thingy. Because he's not changed his identity. That's when you become naive and you
There's a
become
difference
stubborn.
between
That's
there's a difference
what you
between
need.
style of play and
Adapting your
identity.
identity is not. You don't have you have to do it in these situations.
You
It's
can't. You
management.
cannot
It's game.
adapt
It's
identity.
game
The
management.
team
So when
is
he
what
brings
it is.
Endo on, for 5-10 minutes, why is he bringing Endo on for 5-10 minutes? Because he doesn't fancy Endo, but he knows that he can win a tackle. He's
That's
game
fine, but
management.
that doesn't change the
He's
identity of the
adapting.
team. That's my
But
point.
you're proving my point here.
No, I'm
By
not.
him
Style of
bringing
play and
Endo on,
identity are not
it
the
doesn't
same.
change his identity, does it? But he's
Huh?
adapting to the situation.
I don't understand.
Asim,
what
I
you're
think a
saying.
Hendo for McAllister in the last
By
5-10
him bringing
minutes.
Endo on, isn't him? He's not changing his philosophy, is he? He's managing the game.
He's shoring it up a lot more. Yeah.
That's fine, but you're not changing the identity of the team. It's still
I
the
don't want him
same.
to change the identity.
Okay, so you're making my point. In order to
No,
play
you're
the way
not.
you guys
You're
want them to
making my
play, you need
point.
to change identity.
You're proving my point here.
Well, okay,
Signing
yeah.
Belabor, we're not saying by signing Belabor, Jake, you're going to change the identity of this whole team, are we? We're just saying that it's going to increase in terms of our physicality in midfield.
I'm not disagreeing with that. That I agree with. But the way that you want the team to play, you in particular, who's complaining about the team not showing up, not having basically the mentality to perform in this type of game, this is the team. This is the
No.
type of team that we're going to struggle against routinely with our identity. That's the point that I'm making.
Oh yeah, Jake, that's because we lack a trait in midfield. If we had somebody in midfield,
Okay.
which is the center of the pitch, the most important part of the pitch, if you have a player that's got the skill set in terms of the physicality, you're not going to get outplayed as much, are you? You've got a player that can play that role.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to point out, that it helps.
I'm not saying it doesn't help, but it doesn't help to the extent that you think it's going to help. That's my point.
Of course it does, man.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Who else do we need to talk about tonight?
Fucking
Tell me.
referee.
Referee.
You know,
oh my
you know what?
God.
You know what? I wanna give a shout out
Not to the
Because-
referee, I hope.
to Curtis Jones. That Ducure, that's fucking
Balls.
little rat. That
Balls.
bastard. That bastard thought, yeah, after drawing 2-2 with us, going to the Anfield crowd, Curtis Jones, local Scouse lad, yeah. There's one Scouse lad that's having second thoughts about whether he wants to stay or not. Curtis Jones, mate. He might not be the best player in the squad. He might not be a first teamer, right? But he plays a pivotal part in this team. He has played important roles in this club in previous years under Klopp too. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely amazing. Gave it to them as well.
He went up to three when they went over. There was 3 Everton players there, and he went in and he was saying, "Bring it on." No, I respect Curtis Jones today, man. My respect for him went through the roof today, man. He showed ball, he showed balls, and he went for it. He didn't give a shit. He goes, "Who are you trying to disrespect? Our fans, come over here and show me disrespect."
Asim, I actually don't want to talk about Michael Oliver. You know, for years on podcasts with different channels and whatnot, it's either been Clattenburg, it's either been Clattenburg, Graham Paul, it's been that bold-headed bastard Howard Webb, it's been either Michael Oliver now. I'm sick and tired of it. Honestly, I'm really sick and tired of referees. He's the best that we've got. Accept it. What's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. A little slap on the wrist. They'll apologize. Dermot Gallagher on Sky Sports tomorrow will say, yeah, the occasion got to Oliver, being it, you know, the last game at the Goodison Park, the Merseyside derby. We're just going to get excuses. David Koo, years before when Van Dijk's ACL and the disallowed goal for Hendo's winner, when Mane got offside, it's just going to happen over and over again. I'm very restless, and I'm honestly, I haven't got the time to talk about referees anymore.
You know, about
That's where I'm at.
but Avi, we have to talk about it because there's no accountability.
I don't want to talk about it. Then I'm not. I don't want to.
Okay, you go on mute then. Jake, there's a clip going on about, when Salah was, acting like the wizard that he is, going on goal, How was that not a foul? Can you please tell me? How? And McAllister spent the whole 90 minutes absolutely going nuts with the referee because every time the replay came, Liverpool player got a yellow card. There's about 2-3 occasions where they just backed out the challenge, but they still got a yellow card for it. But
Okay.
it's again a referee that is making the game about himself. And for me, after 20 minutes, or even before that, he just lost control.
Listen, I'm usually the last one to complain about referees. I give them the benefit of the doubt almost all the time. But there's no question that, Oliver's performance tonight was subpar to say the least, and that's a conservative assessment of his performance. That foul on that wasn't called on Salah 100% was a foul. So I don't know what to tell you as far as why that wasn't given, but that's not the first time we've seen a clear foul on Mo not given. That happens 9 times out of 10 when it comes to Salah. He's not given the respect that he's given when it comes to situations like that from referees, and that's been going on now for years on years, 3, 4, 5+ years. It's been the same situation with Mohammed. Um, but I don't like to blame referees. I mean, the result isn't the doing of Oliver. Oliver was shit. I'm not going to sit here and defend him and say that he wasn't shit. He was shit. But this game didn't end in a draw because of Michael Oliver. They didn't score that goal because of Oliver. So we were shit. We got the result that we deserved. We almost snuck out of there with an undeserving win, but we didn't.
What does Salah got? What does Salah got to do to get a decision, Asim? What does he have to do to get a decision again for him? He's running. He's taking a couple of players on. He's one-on-one with Branthwaite. He gets clearly tripped up. Yeah, and Oliver goes play on. Like,
Ridiculous. Absolute. That was a stone wall free kick in any level of the game. But Gene, you brought up the referee. You have to have your moment to talk about the referee. Go on.
Honestly, within the first 15-20 minutes, you could tell. I even on the BNR
I
group,
have
I
to go on mute
messaged there.
first.
Yeah, okay, you go on mute. I messaged and I said, this referee is an absolute disgrace. This is within the first 20 minutes. He gives a free kick that wasn't a free kick that led to the first goal, right? What he was doing, a guy kicks the ground, he gives a free kick.
Yeah.
Yara, how many times is this referee, how many mistakes is this referee going to make? I read something that the ball was in play for over 6.5 minutes until they scored their second goal. I think it was in play for 6.5 minutes when I think it was 4 or 5 minutes that they got to play injury time. This referee has been an absolute disgrace. Oliver, there's always had that little thing for Liverpool where he's always given decisions against us. And
He's
this
another
guy,
one.
like,
He's another one that goes to Saudi and all to Qatar and that for fucking
I thought I
backhand
didn't want to
bungs.
speak
Yeah,
about him.
they go
Yeah,
back.
that's
They
what I
get
was
back.
gonna say.
They get back pocket bungs. These bastards.
Standard.
Thought you were on mute.
They fly out. They fly out to the Far East and they get back pocket bungs. These bastards. They don't care about the Premier League. They're getting paid thousands a week by going for a free flight, first class, probably on Emirates, to go to Dubai, Qatar, Doha, wherever, referee for 90 minutes and fly back in first class. That's what they're taking, back pocket bungs. Harams are they?
Back pocket.
Honestly, man, what? Look, we have to end the show, Asim, on a positive note, man. Look, end of the day, and I know I've been probably I'm probably the most pissed off one right here. But look, we got to end it on the positive. We just got to go and get 3 points of the next game against Wolves and move on. And then we've got the 2 massive away games, and we've got to turn up. We have to show what we're about. Turn up, and if Arsenal do drop points in the time being in the next couple of games, then all is well again.
Avi thinks Arsenal are going to drop points away to Leicester. I don't think that's going to happen. They'll
Why
drop
not?
points.
It's a 12:30 kickoff. It's a 12:30 kickoff. They haven't got a front three. They haven't got a front three.
Well, they can beat Leicester away. I'm telling you that.
Were you expecting Everton to score at the 98th minute today when we were 2-1 up?
No, I wasn't. But Everton played well.
Anything
They
can happen
deserved.
now.
We all
with
just
14
agreed that
games to go, anything can happen.
they deserved their equalizer tonight.
Anything can happen with the 14 games to go.
I know.
It's not going to be a rollover, is it? Ruud van
wins
Nistelrooy is not
4-0.
going to put his pants down and say, yeah, say, take me up the arse now. He's not going to pull his pants down, is he now? They're going to play something. They're fighting for relegation. Use your loaf a little bit.
Fighting for
There's some super
relegation.
chats. There's some super chats here, Asim. Luke, thanks for the super chat. Thanks, guys. You didn't need to, especially on a night like this, but appreciate
Thanks,
it all
Luke.
the same. Not seen a more biased refereeing performance in my life. Michael Oliver, how he's still a Premier League referee. It's insane. Luke, you must be under 10 years old because I can tell you so many biased referee performances against us over the last 4 or 5 years only, bastards. But thank you so much, James
There was another
Barber.
one.
Kanate soft as F. That's fine. HR, we got robbed. Big up Curtis. Pimping, never simping. I fucking love Curtis, future captain right there. That one. SNH, we need Belabor. And Mohammed Kibria, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh
Big
well,
up,
7 points
Mohammed.
clear. We move 100%, and that's the positive. On a positive note, that's what we can take forward. Nothing was lost today. We gained a point from last season, and that point may be vital at the end of the season. And listen, remember, guys, we've still got Arsenal to come to Anfield, and we will put them to the sword. We will beat Arsenal at Anfield.
I talked to you guys before when Konate made that mistake. I don't remember what game it was already off the top of my head, but that super chat that somebody said Konate was soft, it's exactly what I said earlier in the season. It's not the first time we've seen him be soft. That is the missing link in his armor. He turns up soft on some occasions. It's a problem.
I don't think
Hamza,
it
we
was,
need.
I don't think it was a physicality thing, Jake. It was an awareness thing.
Let me just respond to the questions, isn't it? You two can carry this conversation even on private call. Hamza, Ajaz, Avi, how many wins do we need for a point for
Well,
12?
he got bullied for
We need
that ball on the second goal.
Jake,
A little
can I
bit
address
too
Hamza?
much.
Oh, I'm talking about the first goal.
85 points. Hamza wins the league. 85 points. There you go.
Go on then. You took over the show, so gotta get on now.
Sarib coming in with Kanate is better than Maldini, though, Jake. Tuba. Sarib must be on a few.
Nobody
glass-
said that. Nobody said that.
Hey man, why would you come onto the show and say that anyway?
But yeah, he commented before.
Sarib,
It's fine.
kas mein tu changa banda hai.
It's fine. Guys, make sure you have liked and subscribed to Sarib's channel as well, please. All
Yeah,
good,
like and
Asim?
subscribe to the channel.
Asim, that's it then.
To
Like
the
and
Arsenal
subscribe.
channel.
Awesome. How
Yeah, I miss him, man. I think I need him on the show soon.
What do you say,
Need to
Jake?
have a
Awesome
go at him
question for you.
some time.
What do you say?
We've talked about the result tonight. In your opinion, how
Alright,
big of a setback
Look at
is
this. Look at this.
draw as
Absolute
opposed
donkey
to
of a
3
man.
points?
90 points. Who's telling you need 90 points?
Can
Delete.
you stop? Can you stop just like reacting to every
sorry.
little comment? You're showing us just as much composure that Liverpool showed tonight. Calm down. Relax. You're at work. Show
90
some
points.
professionalism on camera.
90 points, he said.
Relax. Go on mute. Jake, what was your question?
My question to you is: you've heard from the three of us, but my question for you is: we haven't heard from you. How big is of a setback, if at all, is this draw as opposed to winning the match? The 2 points that were dropped. How big of a setback is that in the grand scheme of things?
We will only find out after 2-3 games, Jake.
My question,
Well,
that's my question for you right now.
Oh, he's not
Right
gonna
now-
he's gonna give you a pessimist answer. That's what he does.
No,
all the time.
I don't think it's a big setback.
Okay.
If we were 4 points ahead, it would have been. 7 is still a very healthy lead, Jake.
Jake, I think it gets us going again.
What the fuck-
Jack.
Man, end this stream now. I haven't got time for this nonsense. This guy goes on an hour of pessimism.
Listen, I just said to you, I want to leave on a positive, yeah?
Huh?
I want to leave on a positive. I don't want to leave on down
You know
in the
what?
dumps
Right
right now,
though,
man.
that siege mentality. I think we
Yeah.
got point. We're pissed off. Van Dijk said,
No, that's
I think he
fucking
said it,
bullshit. The managers told you yesterday that shit doesn't. That's shit bullshit. He just told you
what is
yesterday.
what is bullshit?
The manager just told you there's never. I know we didn't lose the match. We said there's never a good time to lose the game. I know we didn't lose the game, but there's never a good time to drop points either. It's the same thing.
So what
I
do
don't
you
want to
say?
hear this bullshit.
What are you telling us? Are you telling us that is a big, a much bigger?
Why are you getting
setback than it
why are
is?
you getting all aggressive for, Jake? Relax.
Because this guy spent an hour on the show telling me how upset he is about this performance,
Well, he's a
and now he
gimmick.
wants to
He's a
associate
gimmick.
this is going to get us
He's
going.
a gimmick.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
I did I not just say to you, I want to leave on a positive, Jake? Okay, good. Let's go back down in the dumps. Go on.
Yeah, let's go back down to the dumps. Is correct. That's fine.
But no, Jake, tell me, do you think it's a much bigger setback than it is, or what we're saying?
I told you I agree with what Sheen said earlier. I think we won tonight. This league was over, and I still think we win the league. I've said this before anybody. I said basically in November the league was over. I'm not saying we're gonna bottle the league. What I am telling you, it is gonna get tighter than I want it to get. Now it doesn't matter if you win the league by 1 point or if you win the league by 21 points. But I would rather win it by 21 points than 1 point. But it's going to get tight. That's what I'm telling you. It's gonna
least
get
we know-
nervy.
At
And I
least we
don't
know.
like that.
At least we know Elon Musk is a Liverpool fan. He says disappointing result, but we're still 7 clear. X thinks we're 7 clear. It'll be all right. Anything else? We're done.
No.
We're going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chip and Chin on Friday. And much positive vibes on Friday, guys. Are we going?
We are, you're not. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
we
fine
are
with
going.
that. I actually enjoyed the Friday night show. When I come back from football, have a nice shower, nice takeaway, put it on Chip and Chin, where they go 10 minutes late because they're getting pissed off at each other who hosts the show. But after, when they do go live, it's a good show. Jake, even
I mean, he's just
you might
jealous,
get
man,
an
because
invite.
we
You
do the
might get
best
an
show.
invite.
He's gonna
You might get an invite.
he's gonna be there on Friday. Yeah, he's gonna be there. Yeah, look. All in all, it is what it is. 7 points. No games in hand anymore. Saturday, we look forward to seeing what Leicester do. And yeah, people are going to say it's a foregone conclusion that Arsenal will beat them. And Sunday, we just do our business. That's all we've got to do. Just keep matching Arsenal week in, week out. The league will be ours. Thank you, guys. 4,500 of you lot in here. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. Make sure you've done the crossover. I'll keep begging you guys. Make sure you do the crossover from Twitter, X to YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. God bless. Be safe. Up the Reds. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.